Okay, Robby here, Dodgy Garage, mobile DPF cleaning. This is a Peugeot Partner, and customer says that the DPF light is on. This is my second trip to this vehicle, and the reason being, sorry, let me just get inside. Oh my god, clatter bang this morning. The reason being is that I've already been to this vehicle and checked it out. Let's just log in and found that the DPF had come to the end of its service life. In other words, on these vehicles, the DPF has got about 160,000 miles, and then you've got to tell it that it's got a new, let's just press here, smart scan. Then you've got to tell it that it's got a new DPF, and it gives you another only 67,000 kilometers, not miles. So we're just going to go in and have a look. But the next thing, the reason that I'm here this morning is to fill up the Eloise tank. So we're going to go through that process and see how it looks. Okay, now that we've logged in and I've gone into the fault codes, and it says there additive adding, calculated additive below critical threshold, permanent fault. So we're going to fill up the additive tank, but either way, the DPF had come to the end of its theoretical life, and I've already reset that. It's very simple. You just go into ECM, here we go, and special functions, and you just tell it that it's got a new DPF, which I've already done. So special functions, you would go in there and you would tell it that it's got a new DPF. I'll go through that in a moment. For right now, what we're going to do is we're going to fill up the Eloise tank, which is the additive tank, which is on this vehicle. Let me show you, is just here at the back wheel. For those of you who are in and out of the bottom of vehicles all the time, like I am, this is a truck wheel or spray suppressant. It's an absolute winner. Keeps you out of the muck and the dirt. If you don't have one, get one. Then underneath here, this is the tank. Okay, I've already unhooked this little pipe, and you just use a pair of these, where are we, these pliers. Okay, and the reason that it's already unhooked is because if you look, let me see if I can get this, at the size of this little pipe, becomes a little bit brittle with age, and they are good at breaking. So you unhook that one first, which I've done, and then it just hangs free like that. I'll fill up the tank, and then we don't stand any chance of breaking that pipe, because if you break that pipe, it's then a drama with having to replace it. Okay, so the next thing is to take off this cover. There's this cover, there's some bolts here. Here's one, another one over there, and one here, and we then have access to removing this little tank. Okay, so covers off, just undo those bolts, and we now have access to the tank. Next thing is get those bolts out there, and then we've just got to disconnect over here this electric connector. But let me get the tank out first. Okay, so this little tank sits up there, and it hangs on that guy there and that guy there, and one little screw over there, that guy, and here it is. And all you've got to do is disconnect this little connector from there. Where are we there? Just get the focus, that guy there, and then you've just got to use a little pick. Let me show you. To get in, you've got to get this pick inside that connector. Let's see, there we go. You got to get it inside that connector. You just got to lift up that little tab, and it pops right off. Okay, now that you've got you just got to go through the very mucky motions of filling it up. It's quite a messy little guy, this. So we're going to fill it up from the side here. So we're going to unhook this and fill it up. It's just a mucky bugger, mucky business, and we're going to be putting in, I think, 2 to 3 liters. See how we go. And then it's just a case of connecting the pipe, which I've done, and letting it fill up. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You just got to hang around and let it glug in slowly. That's it. And then there's a breather at the top here, so you just make sure that that's at the top and it can get a bit of air. And there we go. Okay, this little tank is now full, and how you know when it's full is when the fluid starts coming out of this pipe, it starts dribbling on the floor, then you know it's full. You just put the pipe, clip it straight back in just like that, and then reattach this little tank up onto the vehicle, which I'll do now. Okay, that's it. The little tank is back in place. The one little nut up there is in place, and now it's just connect these electrics, which we just do over there. You've got to be a little bit like a chameleon here. You have to watch the camera and watch what you're doing, and then put that guy in there. He's connected on. We're all good. Now it's just push that back there, connect up the heat sinks onto the side and the cover plate, and we're good to go. Okay, then we go to engine system. And then replacement of additive reservoir or additive pouch of the pump or of the pipes. And then filling of additive reservoir or pouch filling. There we go. Switch off the ignition, switch it off, press OK, switch it back on again. Okay, learning completed. There we go. That's done. So then we should be able to, hang on. Go back, go back, go back. Then we should be able to clear DTCs, clear fault memory. And let's have a look. So ECM, it's got one fault code, and that's now aircon compressor clutch or control fan. The additive has now been done. Let's just have a quick look here. Engine oil gauge fault. Okay, so I will inform the customer of all of that, but the aircon compressor clutch control fault, obviously radio, that's unimportant, not for us here today. Main thing is that we don't have the additive fault code any longer. That's all been done, that's been sorted. So it's as easy as that, easy peasy. We're all good to go. Start up the engine. It's a bit difficult to see. Engine management light is gone. It says oil okay. Magic, just like that. See you in the next one.